Hello and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome along to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Mosby, it is Tuesday and we are ready for our craft along. I must just say a quick apology that we are a little bit tardy. It's been a couple of days of technical gremlins, not just here at Crafters TV, but you'll know worldwide with various bits and pieces. Technology, brilliant when it works, isn't it? But when it goes wrong, oh, it causes havoc. But the great news is we are here a little bit late, as I say, for which I apologise. But I am the bearer of more good news, because if you were joining us earlier on for Wake Up Call, you will know that we had some online maintenance which had overrun on the Crafters Companion website. I can now tell you it's all up and running again! Yay! So if you were shopping if you were shopping old school with us earlier on and making your list of what you wanted to buy today, then you can now get shopping for it. The Out of This World deal we've got coming up later on. We've got the Explorer kit, of course, the Advent calendar, which is back in stock for you as well. And of course, all the goodies on this show too. It is a craft along. For those of you who are new to us on the channel, basically this show does exactly what it says. It allows you to craft along. The award-nominated craft along, where we focus on a particular range and we make a project in real time. So if you see our normal shows, because of time constraints, because of live TV, sometimes we have to go, oh, here's a little bit I did earlier. There's none of that in this show. We do it all in real time. You can craft along with us. You can ask any questions. If you get stuck, you can ask us to repeat bits and pieces, and by the end of the show, hopefully, you will have a finished project with us. The other good news is, if you haven't got the collection we're focusing on today, the Reindeer Collection, you can pick it up during the show, and then you'll have a 2-hour craft along to come back to once you receive your goodies. As always, we are live and interactive on Facebook and YouTube, but let's find out more about this craft along and what it is going to entail with the lady who is going to be leading it. I don't know why my voice is going like this again, but it always does. It is the lovely Debbie Fisher. How are you?
I'm really well, Ben. It's been a great morning so far, hasn't it?
It has been a good morning. A busy one.
I know, a really busy one. So, yeah, luckily all the gremlins have been sorted out. We've shooed them away and we can get on with our day now and make this gorgeous card. I love this. I do a lot of research into what we're going to do next, and sometimes we want to keep things simple, but we want them to make it look like it's a little bit complicated. So I don't want to take anything away, but actually this is a very easy card to make, and the great thing about it is it does lay flat, so you can put it into an envelope, it can be posted, but it's great because you don't need any instructions on how it goes. It literally just sits. And what I love about this is each one can be a different piece of whatever you want inside here. So I've done these 3 different colours. So we're using the Reindeer's paper pads, we're going to be using the red papers, the blue papers and the green papers, or more the mirror card of those, should I say, and then coordinating those with all the rest, and then just using bits and pieces and elements throughout there. What you will notice is that because of the shape of it, it's something that can stand proud on your table. You could put photographs in this, so it's a really nice design to use as a photo book, as a card for someone, as maybe a menu setting on a table.
Oh, I love that idea.
So you could make this and then put your menu choices, your dessert and your starters and your main course. So lots of different ways to do this card. So it's going to be an amazing one to make. So I hope you can join me. Grab all your reindeer stuff, and if you haven't got it, you could craft with other papers and then maybe buy the reindeer, and then you can craft with that at a later date.
It is a lovely idea, and if you do decide that you want to go for the Reindeer Collection, we'll give you the full details on it in just a few moments' time. It is the Reindeer Collection selection, and there's so many goodies that you're going to love about it. £56.24 or $73.86 is the deal. I'll show you it in more details in just a second. Before we have a good look through that and get started, and indeed introduce you to our guests, we need to give you the recipe list, do we not? Oh yes, it is a recipe list, because we're going to be concocting something in the crafty kitchen. So in the crafty kitchen, what am I talking about? So Debbie, do you want to take us through exactly everything we're going to need?
Yeah, Absolutely. So the first thing you're going to need is that gorgeous winter stag. It is a beautiful die. We've got the Christmas stamp set, which is the magical Christmas, the holiday season stamp set, the luxury embellishments. And I didn't realise, Ben, those luxury embellishments, they just look like you've got ribbon in the box. They've got actual gems in the box as well. You've then got your embossing powders that we're going to need, your 12 by 12 printed paper pad and your 12 by 12 mirror card. Plus you need some white stamping card. The other bits that you will need to use is your general toolkit, which is any of the Gemini machines, your guillotine, a scoreboard and scoring tool, some tacky glue and your fine tip applicator, a dotty tape pen and a normal tape pen, ink pad, but anything of your choice, a pigment ink pad, your pokey tool, a heat gun and an anti-static pad, but that's optional. That's just to make sure that when we are heat embossing, you're not going to get any pieces anywhere else, so but totally optional.
There you go. We'll give you a few moments to get your bits and pieces together, but as I say, if you haven't yet got the collection and you want to grab it, full details here on the screen for you now. The collection that we're offering you today is what, £87, $115. Everyone saves $17.58 or $23.08. But if you're a platinum member, which I know tons of you are, that is your price today. Yes, even better, producer Georgina, 20% off. So that comes down to £56.24, $73.86 if you're shopping with us in the US. And if you want to go for specific items from the collection, build your own little mini bundle up, you've got the ability to do that as well. Now, with it being a craft along, it's always nice when we have a guest to craft along with us. And by the way, before I introduce you to our guests as well, let me just reiterate that you can join in with these. I know there's so many of you, I bet there's so many of you watching right now going, oh, I wish I could do this, but I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know if I could. You absolutely can. And during the show, at some point, we will give you the details as to how you can get in touch with us and join in on our craft along, because our guest today, who's going to be crafting with us live from Ohio, is the lovely Jenny Barger. How are you doing, Jenny? How's it in Ohio?
It's wonderful, and I'm doing great, thank you.
Excellent stuff. Is your weather there better than it is here? Because it's a miserable old day here in County Durham, and I feel like it's kind of set for an afternoon of crafting because you wouldn't want to go outside.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little gloomy here, but it's not too cold, but it's perfect day to craft, I would agree.
Excellent news. And just again, before we get started to chat about the Reindeer Collection and start with the craft along, how many craft alongs have you done now? I want to say this is our third together, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, it's our third or fourth together, and I think maybe I've done, I don't know, 6 or 8, maybe, I'm not sure. I should have written them down so that I would be able to give you an educated answer.
What is it that keeps you coming back? Just for anyone who's watching right from the start going, oh, I might do this, I might not. Why do you keep coming back for more?
Well, I shared this one other time when I was on. I love that when we're done, I have a completed project.
Yeah.
I think that is so cool because then it's actually something I could give as a gift or keep or use as a decoration or whatever. So I think that's one of the best things about a craft along.
Absolutely right. And you get a bit of a behind the scenes look. You get to meet the guys in the gallery, and you get to craft along with the lovelies like our Debbie Fisher, who's the other side of the studio. Have you done a craft along with Jenny before?
I have. We've done a couple together. Jenny, I just wanted to ask you a question. Do you actually craft along when you're not on Crafters TV?
I do. Yeah, as many as I can do.
Yeah, oh, bless you. And actually, I totally get your point about you have that finished project at the end of it. It's so nice to be able to do it in your own steady time, isn't it? And it's so enjoyable. Mm-hmm. And actually, what's lovely about it is you get to do it in your own home.
I know. That's even better.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Jenny. It's nice to craft along with you again.
Ah.
Thank you.
Fantastic stuff. And actually, Jenny has got one of the neatest craft rooms in the business, as you can see, that all laid out beautifully behind her there.
Just remember, you can't see the whole room.
Ah, you gave it away.
Maybe one day.
All right, so we are good to go. Jenny, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Excellent news. George Squared, are you ready? Ready. I'm ready. Are you ready at home? Great news. Are you ready, Debbie?
I am absolutely ready, yes.
All right, we are all ready and raring to go. As per usual, if you want to get in touch on Facebook or YouTube, ask those questions. If you need anything repeated, if you need us to slow down, speed up, do a little dance. I was going to start a song then. If you want me to be quiet, Facebook and YouTube, get down tonight. Get down tonight. Do a little dance. Make a little craft. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. That's quite enough of that. Let's get ready and get started with our craft along. Where do we need to start, Debbie?
So sing along on the craft along.
Yes, can you imagine? Next level.
Do you know what? Craft along is my absolute favourite show.
Yeah.
It's lovely doing all the other shows, and I do really enjoy everything I do, and my job is amazing. But I absolutely love craft along because it's at such a nice pace. Remember, if you get stuck, let us know. If you fall behind, let us know, because we can take breaks throughout the next couple of hours, which is always a really good thing to do. So the first thing we're going to get started with, I've got a sheet of A4 cardstock. So you want a sheet of A4, you want a sheet of white cardstock, and we're going to trim this to 9.5 by 6 inches. So the 6 inches is going to be the shorter side. So I'm going to come along here, just pop that onto my 6-inch mark, and we're going to trim that down. And then I'm going to take out my little foot. Now, you don't have one of the large guillotines. We do have a smaller guillotine on the show later. Oh, I've told you a secret there. I shouldn't have told you that. I shouldn't have told you about the guillotine, but just wait for it. You will see it. And then we're going to go in at 9.5 inches here. But if you don't have a large guillotine, you can just mark it and cut it with your ruler and craft knife. So doing that at 9.5 inches. So this is the first piece that you're going to have, and you can just disregard these pieces. You could keep them because you might need them. We're going to do some different stamping onto this white card, so just pop them to the side. And the next thing we're going to do is bring in our scoreboard. So any scoreboard, let me just grab myself a score tool. And we're going to score this up to 6 inches on every inch mark. So our first one is 1 inch. So we've got our 1 inch mark, and then our 2 inch mark.
What was the name of the card again, by the way? Elaine's asking.
It's a pinwheel tower card.
Pinwheel tower.
And then 4 inches, and 5 inches, and 6 inches. So while you're all just catching up on that, I'm going to recap on everything I've just done, so you catch up then and know that you've done the right amount of scoring. So I'm just going to go back while you're scoring, and I'm going to cut my card to 6 inches. So again, using my trimmer down to 6 inches, I'm going to bring out my foot, and then we're going to cut that to 9.5 inches. So nice and easy for our first steps. Well, it's all nice and easy.
Yeah.
I say nice and easy. First step, everything is plain sailing on this one. And sometimes it's just wanting to know different ideas of what you do. It's not all about how difficult things are, or how many score lines, or how we twist something. And then we're going to put in those inch marks all the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see I always score mine twice as well. It just means I'm stretching the fibres of my card that little bit more each time, and it allows them to fold easily. So yes, so doing a craft along, it really is just about learning new concepts. So we should all be up to speed with that. And then we're going to put in these fold lines. So this card here is the bit will be one of your sections, and then we're going to fold these. So what I am going to do is just fold that back on itself, and using my scoring tool, and I'm going to keep doing that all the way. So folding each one back on the other one, and you should have nothing showing here. It should be identical in your line, so this card shouldn't be showing out of the edges, and if it does, it just means that you've possibly not cut it straight.
Good question as well from Linny whilst you're just folding and burnishing. Linny says, Ben, I've never understood the black line someone has drawn down that scoreboard. Can you ask Debbie to confirm why it's there?
Yeah, I love that, and when you know, you'll put it in yourself as well, because it really is a great line to do things with. So the reason we put a line down our board, and it doesn't matter where that line is, because it's not particularly central, because although our lines go up to 8, it still goes another 2 increments. So we put it on number 4. It means when you're doing scoring, where you need to know, let's say I want to put a line from one corner to the next corner, I can line this up onto here,
yeah,
and then I can use this one. In fact, I'm going to show you on this piece that we did an extra one on, I can lean this onto here and then put on that line. I know that that is straight to that corner. So you know when you're doing a card where you want to do that like a twisted easel, like a tweezle, you get the exact corner to corner. Where if I didn't have that and I was going onto this side, I would be guessing where that line is from there. So let's just say I'm going to guess there. Look at that, I've missed it totally. So that black line, it just gives you a guide. That's all it's for. It's for guiding and making your easy crafting, really.
Few hundreds of people now putting black lines down their craft board.
Down their craft board, yeah, absolutely. And I know a lot of people also put in a black line one before their 6, because that is actually half of your A4 card. So a lot of people do that. So just so it's a 6, so it's 5 7/8 of an inch. So they put a black line there. So no, that's their score for a half-fold A4 card every time. So yeah, that's all it's for. So you can see straight away now, if I glue that together, we've pretty much made the base of that card. How easy is that?
That was super duper easy.
That's super easy. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you don't need anything complicated. You just need to know how to. And that's what I love about this card. So we're going to pop this to one side because our next pieces that we need to make 6 pieces. So 6 pieces of card, and we're going to trim these 6 inches. So let's bring this back in. So again, we're trimming that to the 6 inches that our card blank is. So popping that onto our 6-inch mark and then trimming that off. And then this time we need to make 6 of these, and we need to do them at 3.5 inches. So I'm going to go in at 3.5 inches and trim that one. So that's one of ours. And then we need another one. And then we need 6 of these in total. So I'm just going to keep going and trim these on.
Whilst you are trimming, Linny just saying, I love this collection, need to get it out and play. And Linny also saying, Linny was the lady who asked the question about the black line. Brilliant, that makes so much sense, Debbie, thank you. I'm now off to find my Sharpie to mark my scoreboard. So that's all good. Karen Fisher on Facebook just saying, nice to see Jenny again on CTV. And Lakieta on YouTube says, hello, I will join in on this craft along once my order arrives. Patty Abbott on Facebook, the CTV team is always so cheery. We are, aren't we? We're a cheery bunch.
We are a cheery bunch, yeah.
It's a great way to start my day. It's hard to be in a bad mood when watching. I wish I could just stay home and craft with you every day. Alas, I have to work to support my CC addiction. Yeah, do you know what? It is one of those places, even if you come into here in a bit of a downer mood, you'll always see a little smiley, cheeky face, down the corridor. And you can't,
so true.
Very quickly, you've snapped out of that bad mood for whatever reason. So lovely that that comes across to you guys as well. And Kathy just saying, I have a black line on my scoreboard too. So there you go. Have you cut all your bits of paper, card?
Just double checking, there 6. We go. So we've got 6 pieces. So now you might be wondering why 6 pieces, because if I count these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it actually takes us to this last section. Now I like to stick one of these to one of these because it just creates rigidity in your card. So that's why we've got, but you could just use that one and then use your other one. So what we are going to do, because this is what's going to go round like this, we need to pop our white pieces along onto these slats, so nice and easy. So what you want is where it curls inwards, you want that to be the front that's looking at you, okay? So all of this will curl inwards. You then want to put adhesive on our pieces here. Now you can use red liner tape if you wanted to, which would make it really strong. So, and I'm going to use that. So, or you could use your tape pen, but I like red liner tape because I think it is something that is ultimately the strongest out there. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my red liner tape and trim that off.
We've got that on the show for you today as well. If you want to go for the red liner tape in the 3 and, in fact I've got it under here. Just have a look then. It's right there. Yeah, 3mm, 6mm and 12mm. If you want to add that into your basket today as well, if you need to stock up. Details will flash up on your screen. Sharon Gruff on Facebook wins the award for the multitasker of the day. She says, what an amazing day. I've got you on my tablet, Craig and Sarah on the TV, and I'm able to work at the same time.
Ah, brilliant.
Which sounds good.
I forgot about Sarah and Craig being in the other studio.
It's
Yes,
really
100%.
nice in here today because there's loads of people in. Normally this side of the building it's a little bit quieter, but everyone's in today. Sarah's in, Craig's in, John and Tracy are in working hard behind the scenes. Got the Georges in, of course. Debbie's here, all the guys working hard for the craft day as well. So it's like a hive of activity out there. So it's really cool actually. I'm really enjoying the buzz in the building today. It's nice.
It's really lovely. And I have to say, and we can't tell you what they're doing, but John and Tracy are working so hard. They're actually crafting themselves. Nicola was actually crafting at one stage out there. So it's all a bit hush hush top secret, but you will eventually find out.
And we were involved in a bit of hush hush top secret earlier on, weren't we, as well? And you came into the studio when myself, Craig, Brent and John were involved in some hush hush top secret, and you got to see the hush hush top secret. You guys will get to see the hush hush top secret stuff very soon is all I will say. I know we can start sort of half talking about the hush hush top secret, but I can't say too much more about the hush hush top secret because it is hush hush
top secret.
Top secret. Secret squirrel.
Me and Joe will be doing hush hush top secret filming on Friday, yes.
Yeah, it is all hush hush top secret. I wish I could say more, but you know what it is. Come on, everybody.
It's
hush hush
top secret.
Top secret. Yes. All will be revealed very soon, though.
And it's very exciting.
It is exciting.
Very exciting. So all my lovely tape there. I'm going to just take these off one at a time. In fact, let's start off with our bottom one. So taking this. Oh no. Nearly. Let's take that off. Let's start with the top one. That will be much easier, and then I'll show you why afterwards. So always take the top. We're taking the top layer off first. If I can take it off, there we go. Need my kitchen towel, and then what we're going to do is lay this piece of card right over there.
Okay.
Okay, so you just line that up across the top, and then we can then fold that one over. And then we're going to take the next one off. I mean, it's so simple, isn't it?
What's it called? A pinwheel?
It's called a pinwheel tower card.
Oh, tower card.
Yes.
I can tell that it's fairly simple to do because at this point I'm still following.
Yes.
And I kind of wish you guys know that I've done a few little bits and pieces recently. I kind of wish I'd joined in today. Maybe.
Yes, you could have done it.
I reckon I could have done. I could have done this one.
Absolutely done it.
But
yes.
It's been very busy because you know what, we've been doing lots of hush hush top secret stuff, so I didn't have time to get it ready. Rachel, who's doing our socials today, has just sent me 3 little emojis with zipped up mouths. Hush hush top secret.
Oh, see, that's a warning. That's a warning.
Oh, as in, don't you say anything,
Don't you dare
otherwise
say
you're...
anything. Yeah, you're for the high jump.
You are.
You're for the high jump.
You're for the high jump. Debbie's doing her deep voice again like she was doing yesterday. You're going to walk the plank.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, I didn't actually realise how deep my voice would go.
Neither did I. That was me, by the way, doing the neither did I. That wasn't Debbie. Pammy just saying you two are cracking me up. We're cracking ourselves up, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we do.
I said to Debbie this morning, because we've been in super early today, I said I'm glad that I've got the fish by my side today after the day we had yesterday, because we were a bit giggly yesterday, weren't we?
It was very giggly yesterday, yes.
Mucking about, I think some would say.
So, let me just explain now.
Yes.
We've got this piece here. Let's fold that over. This is the bit then that will go on to, just making sure. No, we want that bit that's then going to fold onto this. I was right, I just didn't want to do it and then not. So that last bit we do put that final piece of card onto. So
Pammy just said I missed the initial cardstock size and I forgot to write it down.
it's 9.5 by 6 inches.
Thank you.
And
there you go.
then you score on every 1 inch, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6.
Okay.
So nice and easy.
Excellent.
Yep. So you have just 6 score lines. So we're going to put our last one into place onto here. What are you laughing
Sorry,
for?
do you ever like talk to yourself in your mind, or like the little voice just says something in your head? And
all the time.
The little voice in my head. Guess what he just said to me?
What did it just say?
You're correct, Georgina. Hush, hush, top secret just came into my head.
It's like, what's the word?
What?
Oh, what's it called?
What?
The word's gone out of my head.
I can't help you.
I was thinking of the song. Dun, 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 dun. Like, what is it?
I don't know. Hush, hush, top secret.
I've just annoyed myself now because
You had the song in your head and now you have to say what it is. It's...
Like when you... No, it'll come to me.
It'll come to you in a minute.
Yeah. So these two pieces, for the rigidity of the card, we're going to stick those together and then that will give you your shape. I'm feeling like I haven't done this properly, so I'm just going to bring in this one just to make sure. So we've got that one, and I think I have done one too many.
Okay.
That one, that one, that one, that
two,
one. No, I have. I'm right.
six.
It is right. It
Yeah.
is right. Yes. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was thinking as it was like that, and really I shouldn't overthink it, should I? That's the thing. So what we're going to do to start off with is just start with our first one. But I think we perhaps need to stop there, let everyone catch up with their sticking, because what we're going to do now is we've got the base of it, so you can see that's all our twisted pinwheel there, and then we're going to start to do all our mats and our layers. So we'll start holding it down flat and then we'll start doing all our mats and layers when we come back to there.
All right, this is a good point for me to show you through what we've got within the collection selection. I like saying that as well, collection selection. And this is also a good point. It wasn't Mission Impossible, was it, you were thinking of?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Hush, hush, top secret, hush, hush, hush.
That's what I was thinking of.
That was Rebecca.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Well done, Rebecca. Hush, 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 top secret. Anyway, so this collection is here. I'll show you everything that you're going to get. If you, this is the collection that we're offering you today. 102 embellishments, 38 elements in total. If you want to go individually on this, you can do. If you want to make your own collection, you can do. But listen. Everyone's saving, what, £18, $23, and if you're platinum, which we know the majority of you are, it's a really great deal today, and I just think this is a collection you're going to absolutely love. Certainly when this was launched, it flew out of the door, and this selection of the collection, I think you are going to want to get your hands on. So you've got a selection of beautiful dies in here. Your winter stag, and as we were showing you a little bit earlier on, it cuts out absolutely beautifully, and with the mirror card that you're going to get in here too, you certainly might decide to get the collection and then stock up more on the cardstock and papers as well. You're also going to get in there your dashing deer. So I love the fact that you've got two of the different style of reindeers. I love that one so much, and I can almost see you like multi-cutting that one and maybe creating a little Santa sleigh with that. It's really, really super cute. You've then also got your foil stamp die, which is brilliant. And don't see too many of these in the collections. Great, obviously, if you've got your foil press to be able to create your own beautifully foiled season's greeting sentiment on all of your projects. But then on top of that, we've got beautiful sentiments as well. So magical Christmas. You've got things in there like peace on earth, mistletoe kisses, and merry and bright. Also within this collection, beautiful embossing folders. The opulent deer is absolutely superb. And again, talk about using embossing folders, adding your ink or gilding wax, whatever it might be, popping on a sentiment, you've got a really quick, easy, standout card. On top of that, you're going to get your Winter Wonderland. Again, really lovely embossing folder. And again, with this, great little starting point maybe to build up all of the layers on for your cards, adding in your beautiful reindeers too. A really lovely collection of embossing folders. I think my favourite part of this collection is right there. That joyful deer, I think, is so cute because in my mind, like the reindeers that we've got on the dies previously are a little bit more, not serious is the right word, but you know what I mean? It kind of goes from the more elegant to cute. That is a better way to put it, because this is seriously one of the most cutesy sets, I think. And again, chatting about ways to get the kids entertained and in with your craft. They would love working with this with you, cutting out all the different bits and pieces. You know, I love the fact that you can pop a little Christmas hat on your reindeer as well. You know, if you want to snip away the antlers, you can do that too. You know, you can make the reindeer look exactly the way you want it to look. I think that is so super cute. On top of all of that, you're going to get your embossing powders too. In these 4 beautiful colours, which guess what, match up perfectly with the mirror card and the pattern papers that you're going to get in the collection. The embellishments you'll get, and I'll just pop that there for a second and give that a little wiggle, because it's 100 assorted embellishments which will also come in this little case here with the beautiful ribbon. So your velvet ribbon is included, and that's where you're also going to get those embellishments. That ribbon is stunning in the red and the green, the Christmas red and the green. That is also part of your selection. But what else do you get here, you cry? Well, of course, you're going to get your beautiful papers. 36 sheets, 6 double-sided, if you like. So 6 of each, but you've got 2 different designs, and they are gorgeous. Again, with these, it's a case of getting the beautiful imagery one side, and then you've got the more sort of pattern designs on the reverse. But I mean, we chatted about this yesterday when we were going through that Bell Countryside collection. Some of these you could almost just frame, because the artistry is so amazing. I love the little accents of the florals, the little musical staves that you've got going through there as well. And as you can see, the reverse is just as beautiful with these really gorgeous sort of warm Christmassy colours in there. Wait till you see some of these scenes as well. Again, how gorgeous is that? I absolutely love that scene, almost as much as I love this, which is it's a bit like the Northern Lights there, isn't it, really?
That matches your shirt, that one.
Oh yeah, doesn't it? Hey, that's why I wore the shirt, of course. Your Aurora Borealis. I mean, again here, how beautiful is that? There's so much choice that you've got within the paper pad here. And again, the reverse colours are just absolutely beautiful. And guess what? They match up perfectly with the most sumptuous mirror card set that you're going to get. 20 sheets. And do you know what? As much as I love the gold in here, and as much as I love the green, the reds and the blues, it's the colour that you picked out, Debbie.
I know, it's amazing. I've never seen mirror card that colour.
Look at that.
It's gorgeous.
And it just works perfectly again. If I just show you, for example, with the pattern paper, if I can pick it up. All fingers and thumbs here. There, you can see again how we've matched this all absolutely beautifully for you. So there's no kind of thinking about what works with what. It's just stunamundo.
Oh, I like that.
It is. Now, you're obviously going to get everything that I've just shown you within the collection today for £56.24 or $73.86. However, bottom of the screen, we've been flashing up the individuals because no doubt you'll be wanting to add more of that luxury mirror card into your collection as well. That's £14.99 or $16.95 individually. No doubt you'll probably be wanting to add in more of your beautiful paper as well. Fill up those carts. Don't miss out. If you can't stretch to the full collection, just grab as many of the individuals as you can, because I think you're going to absolutely love this. And don't forget, once you get this back, you'll then have a 2-hour craft along to be able to make this pinwheel tower card. Is that right? Yes. Keep the questions coming in. Let me just double check before we move on to the next step to see if we have got any questions. And if not, we will get ready to move. No, we're all good. Oh, actually, hang on. Jay says, I love this reindeer collection. Barbara Restovsky. Hi, Barbara. I will have to do this later. My cat is sitting on my scoreboard. Cats, eh? Mary Kay says, I don't have this collection, so I'm trying a Halloween card for the grandkids. And I wish, says Linny, I had that deer's eyelashes.
Yeah, and I was thinking exactly the same thing. I wish my eyelashes were like that deer's.
Just before we move on as well, by the way, you can go for these individually. Mary Kay just wants to know, she says, Debbie, could you just show again how it's supposed to fit together?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and I'm going to do that because I knew that I'd done something not quite right, but I now realise what it was. I've done it right, sorry, but we need to do another piece to it. So that makes a lot of sense. So what you will find is you've put all your different layers here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you've got that 7th piece. So we've done that. So when it goes round together, can you see, what you'll have is this extra piece that you've stuck that first one onto. So it's got like a lip on it, yeah? So this one, the fold here will fit onto that lip, and they're glued together, which means we need to trim off the excess. And that's what I hadn't done. I didn't. So all I'm going to do is pop a little mark there, because each one of the smaller panels should only be 2.5. So we're just going to trim that panel down, and then you'll see how it all then fits together. So just going from that line, trimming that one off. And then that way, when we come to put them together, the actual panel here, that piece on the spine, the folded spine, will lock into that bit.
I see.
And then when that comes together, that's that then creates that piece there. So that makes sense? We're not sticking it together just yet, because what I want to do first, and it's the first thing we're going to do, we're going to do the inside of it, because we don't want that plain. So what I've done with this one is each way, you probably can't notice it so much, but I've actually done them different colours. So the light doesn't really, or we can sort of pick it up as blue. So what I've done is, when you're looking at the front of the card, so if I put it that way and you're looking to the front, if you're looking at a red side, your 2 panels in here will be red. If you're looking at a green side, your 2 panels will be green. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut our mirror card up to put on the insides, and then we can start doing our panels to actually put it all together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our coloured cardstock. So you want it's beautiful, isn't it?
I love it.
So we're going to take, so I've used the green, red and the blue. So let's just take off this one. So I'm going to take out one of the sheets of blue. Then we're going to go to our red, purple that is. Let's go to green and red. So there we go. So a green one and a red one. So they're the ones we're going to take out of our book. Pop that to the side. So we're going to bring in our guillotine, and we're going to trim these. So these pieces are quite small. So all we need for these, let me just double check. So we need to do, so I'm just checking my instructions. Smaller pieces. Do you know what? I don't think I've wrote down my middle section pieces. But it doesn't matter, because I know that each one of these sections is only 1 inch. So what we need to do, we're going to do it 5 3/4 of an inch. So let's trim this 5 3/4. So 5 3/4 just there. Pop that to the side, and then we're going to cut off. So what I'm going to do, because I know that it's 1 inch, I'm going to hold it. Can you see on the guillotine, it gives me a little, where it comes to an end, I'm going to line that up onto those end parts. And that gives me about 3/4 of an inch, which means when I trim that off, this will fit perfectly onto that section. Just there. So we're going to have 2 green, 2 red and 2 blue of those.
Anne asks, why did Debbie make 2 of the pieces with all the score lines? Did I miss something?
Just to recap.
Yes.
I did. Well, you don't need that.
Don't need
sorry,
the 2.
I'm so sorry if I confuse you by. You don't need to do that yourself. I was just recapping for everyone to catch up on. So I do apologise, but it means if you've done it,
you can make another one.
You can make another one.
Woohoo! Bonus.
Absolutely, yes. Right, and then I'm taking my red card, and again I'm going to trim that to 5 3/4. Keep this, because we're still going to use this for our mats and layers. So just pop in that over there, and again I'm going to line it up. I mean, if you want to, you could just score it at 3/4 of an inch. I'm just lining mine up to those tiny squares, so I know I get that perfect piece every time. And again, we're going to line that up. So this card more is about the scoring and the mats and layers. So that's our second one. And then we've got our blue. So again, I'm going to cut my blue one at 5 3/4 of an inch.
It always makes me laugh when you guys do like mirror card over the other side of the studio, because we get to see the reflection of your face in the cardstock, and it reminds me of the Hall of Mirrors at the fun fair. Do they still do those at like travelling fun fairs?
Well, I
Used to be like
don't
the weirdest
know.
thing, didn't it? Why would you go into? I don't know. It just seemed like the best thing as a kid. When you think of it now, it's just a bit.
Yeah, I've never really been able to do them because I'm a bit claustrophobic.
Oh, really?
Have you not? Do you not know that about me?
Well, funnily enough, I didn't. But I'm also claustrophobic to a point. But the Hall of Mirrors is not. What? Just because it's so.
It just I don't like. Sorry, I'm probably thinking something else where you go into like a maze and you can't get out of like a maze and you have mirrors in it, so you sort of don't know where you are.
Oh, I don't know if that's claustrophobia, but I know what you mean. So it's like you can't get out of somewhere.
Yes. So, and I thought I'd been into a place at a fairground before that has those. They're like, yeah, it's a hall of mirrors.
Yeah.
Do you know
Like, so
what I mean?
you think you're walking out and then you like walk into
Yeah, so you've got to find the bit
mirror.
where you go. That's all too closed in for me.
Ah.
Yeah, so I can't. Yeah, and I'm the same, Ben. So I can go into a lift.
Yeah,
no
same.
problem at all.
But do you get funny? This is really interesting. So I can ride theme park rides as long as they're kind of going. Like if I'm sat in, that theme park rides where they bring the thing over and it's stuck on you. If I get stuck in one of those for too long, I get panicky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
like if I can't like move out of somewhere.
Oh no, see, I'm all right with things like that
Ah.
as long as I've got open space. Mine's all about open space. So I can't go. I mean, there's a really funny story about, I went to this place called Bewilderwood.
Is it a funny story? Because I've heard you before when you've gone and got a really
No, it
funny
is a funny
story and it ends up being quite tragic.
Well, it's probably not funny to other people that suffer claustrophobia because it wasn't funny, but it was to other people at the time.
Right.
So basically, there's a place called Bewilderwood, and it's amazing because it's got all little fairy doors in the woods, and it's all magical.
Where's this?
And can't actually remember. It was years ago. I went
In this
there.
country?
Yeah, in this country.
Oh,
It's
okay.
called Bewilderwood.
Yeah.
Daisy would love it. And there's boat rides and things like that. So and there was, you go in tree houses, so you go up in the trees.
Yes.
And they had a tunnel to get from the tree house down, but the tunnel was enclosed. And I just thought, I can do this. You know, I'm an adult. I'm with small children. Anyway, I went to go in this tunnel, and there was a backlog of people. And I got a bit in, and as soon as it enclosed me, I totally panicked. And there was two people behind me, and I was pushing them literally up to get out. So I was scrambling to the top, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to get out. And everyone was just like, what the hell is going on? It's like...
Exact same story for me. We used to have this thing back in Devon, the Commando Challenge. So basically, like normal people could go to the Commando course and raise money for charity to complete it. And there was a section on the course with like a big tunnel that you could sort of crouch through and walk.
Yeah.
And then another one to the right that you have to crawl through. And it must have been like 30 metres long, and I got pushed through the tunnel I didn't want to go through, and I thought, oh, this would be fine, just crawl through quickly, and exactly the same thing happened. There was a backlog and I got stuck and I totally freaked out. It was horrible.
Yeah, me too. It is horrible. Yeah. So it's a funny story, but it's not to that person. I literally went cold with fear.
Yeah.
And it's a horrible fear. I wish I didn't have it.
Yeah.
I so wish I didn't have it. But the story to tell you how I got claustrophobia, I won't tell you because that's not such a nice
Tell me later.
So I'll tell you later, Ben.
Yeah.
But they say there's reasons because we're not born with fears, are we? And I think there's definitely a reason for
But that, like the same reason me and you got trapped, it's such an irrational fear because it's like you're not ever going to get out. You're not going to be stuck there forever. You might be there for like a minute, but I totally get where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally get it.
Yeah, and I panicked as well. We went to again. Can't really remember where it was, but we went to see the wind turbines I went on a school trip with my daughter's school, and I thought I didn't even think that we were going into one, and it's apparently the biggest wind turbine in Suffolk, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about that they would go up this wind turbine, and I ended up being the only person that couldn't go into it because as I walked into it, it's almost like a little windmill, and the stairs go up, but the walls are like this, so you're going up the stairs where the walls are closed into you, and I just knew as soon as I see it I couldn't do it, and I felt so silly because all these kids went up. I was the only, and the teacher said to me, she went, "It's okay, Mrs. Fisher," she said, "I'm sure you won't be the only one that doesn't want to go up. Some of the children won't want to go up." No, I was there on my own at the bottom waving while they were like to get out. I just couldn't do it, and I was the only person. I just couldn't. I just could not do it, and it is irrational. It's an irrational fear. but one I unfortunately have.
We're all so funny with our little quirks and things like that, aren't we? But I totally empathise and sympathise with you on that one. Bewilderwood in Norwich and Cheshire,
That's it, yeah.
according to our Rachel.
That's the one, yeah. It's such a lovely place to go. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm laying them in twos, and you'll see why, because we're matching them to the colours we're going to put inside our card. Now, it doesn't really matter, but I just think if you're going to do cards like this, just do those little finishing details and they'll look really cool when you've finished. So popping that into there. Doesn't matter how straight they are, because all you're going to see is just finishes them off. So when we then turn this all round and that locks in, we've got all those finishing parts that, woo, that
what the
coming
heck?
down.
Oh, it stopped!
That's strange. Comes and goes.
That was, you must have heard that at home. I thought the roof was going to come down.
It was very loud, very loud. Right, now we're going to do the mats and layers to our bigger sections as well. So we're going to bring back in those cards that we cut to 5 3/4. So each of these will measure 5 3/4, and we're going to trim these now. So our bigger layers, we're going to trim to 3 1/4. So we need 2 of red, so 2 1/4. And that is our, I'm just going to double check before we do those that I've done that right, because it looks small, but I think it is the right size. It is. I'm actually doubting my own measurements, can you believe that? So 2 3/4, and we need 2 of those.
Deborah just said, I think I want to make this for my son's mother-in-law and put family pictures on it.
Ah, that would be lovely.
Lovely idea, yeah.
And then we're going to cut 2 using this same card, so we're still only using that one piece of mirror card. We're going to cut this one to 2 1/4. So bring that in. Sorry, that was 2 1/4. Sorry, this was 3 1/4. Have I done? Do you know what I've done, Ben? I've done them 2. I thought it didn't look right. So we've done 2 1/4, and then I want 2 at 3 1/4.
Okay.
So I hope I didn't. So we do need another piece of card. So just going to make sure I've done that right. Yes, absolutely. So, sorry if I confused you. We need 2 pieces at 5 3/4 by 2 1/4, and then we need 2 pieces at 5 3/4 and 3 1/4. So I do need to grab another piece of mirror card, which is only the other half of the mirror card we were using. So again, I'm going to trim that to 5 3/4, and then we're going to trim that in at 3. Again, it's because I haven't got my glasses on. I thought it was at 3 1/4. So for red, we've got 2 pieces at 5 3/4 by 3 1/4, and 2 pieces by 5 3/4 by 2 1/4. And we're going to do that with our blue and our green card.
Sue just saying, Bewilderwood near Norwich in Norfolk. My grandson is going there with his Beavers group.
Oh, he'll love it. He'll absolutely love it.
Rhonda just saying, wow, that rain is really coming down. It is a miserable old day here today, I can tell you that. And it's so loud, the rain, that it's even been heard in Australia. Sarah just saying, wow, I even heard all that, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. I thought it was coming down here for a second. And Carol says, I'm about 10 miles away from you. The weather is shocking. I'm sure I've just heard thunder in with the absolute lashing rain. Oh, good. Well, that'll be coming down next. But it's quite cosy in here, though, because it's nice and warm in the studio. We've got the crafting going on as well. Might get a cup of coffee shortly, you know. That'd be nice to finish it all off, wouldn't it, eh? But hopefully you're enjoying this as well. Don't forget, if you are crafting along with us, to send your pictures in at the end of the show. Even if you've been crafting along with different papers or different items, we'd love to see what you've been making and to see your take on it as well. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is our email address.
Yep, so we're still going ahead. So again, I've now got to my blue, and we're cutting that. So 2 pieces at 3 1/4 by 5 3/4, and then we want 2 pieces at 2 1/4. So, and you'll still have some left over from your one piece of mirror card. So I love how this goes such a long way. And once you've got the idea of your mats and layers, it's super easy just to mat and layer these up. So 3 1/4, Oh, hang on, I already done some. Look, I'm getting ahead of myself. I only needed one more piece, didn't I? Because I've got 2 pieces and 2 1/4.
Aisha just says, this card style is fantastic. Debbie has really been doing some great craft alongs. You have, and you've been doing a lot recently, haven't you?
An awful lot. I've got lots coming up as well. So I'm really excited by, I think it's Friday's one. I've got a really good one. We're doing quite a good card, but we're doing some heat embossing. And we're also going to be crafting along with Michelle in the studio.
Oh, amazing.
Yes, which is going to be so much fun. Right, so we've got all those mats and layers, so I'm going to recap on those, and then our next section we're going to go into our pattern papers. So I'm just going to recap on what you should have. So we should be to the stage where we've got all our pieces that go along, and when you put your card together like so, you'll see all your mirror cards in that section. So these should all be in. Then we've got 4 pieces of each piece. So 2 pieces of red mirror card, which is 5 3/4 by 3 1/4. 2 pieces 5 3/4 by 2 1/4, and the same with your green card. Again, 3 1/4 and 2 1/4 by 5 3/4, and then your blue card, which is 5 3/4 by 3 1/4, and then 5 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I hope that all makes sense.
Rhonda did say, could you give those dimensions again, please? No, don't worry. She said that before you went through it all. As always, as if Debbie read your mind there, Rhonda. If you do have any more questions, feel free to get those in. We are halfway through the craft along already. I know we started a little bit late, but yeah, any questions, anything you want repeated, then do get in touch and ask us on Facebook and on YouTube. And as I said, hopefully by the end you'll be able to send in your pictures of what you've made. And if we don't get a chance to show them now, we'll show them at the start of a launch party, 7 o'clock tonight, 2 o'clock East Coast. Let's go to Ohio and see how Jenny is getting on crafting along with us. How's it? Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, Jenny's froze. Do you know what it is? I think it's the nasty weather that we're having here in County Durham. It's affecting everything. It's putting the Facebook down. I think we've got her back though. That was very quick. Jenny, are you there? Yes, you are. Good news. How are you getting on with the craft along so far? All good?
I'm all good. I've got all my layers cut, and I've got all my mirror card in the middle.
Oh, fantastic. Is this the first time you've made let me get this right, a pinwheel tower card?
It actually is my very first time making one. I've seen them and wanted to make one. So that's another thing I love about the craft along, is that it lets you try new cards for the first time.
Yeah, and like a lot of people have been saying as well, it's nice to be able to follow this craft along and add the papers from the collection, but there's lots of other things you can add to it as well, I guess.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I could see this being all kinds of different things. I'm already thinking of things I could do for the grandkids, so I'm excited.
Just as well, what is it about this collection that you love so much? Why did you decide to jump in and grab it? You got a particular fondness of reindeer, or is it just like the color palette and everything you get with it?
I mean, the reindeer is cool, but it's the color palette for me.
Yeah.
And of course, that mirror card is just, I'm being real, what's the word? Careful not to use too much.
Yeah.
Like I'm being real particular about how I use it to the, so that I don't use it up too quickly, because I love it.
Yeah, it is a case, isn't it, of being quite frugal with it so you can keep as much of it as you can.
That's the word I was looking for.
Frugal, yes. I'm normally the one that struggles for the words. But Jenny, it's all good that you are crafting along and keeping up with this, and we will come back and check in with you again very soon indeed. Keep those questions and comments coming through as well, and I think we are almost ready to move on to the next part of the craft along. I love the fact that you could do this live with us. I love the fact that lots of you are crafting along with us as well, and like I say, if you haven't yet got your hands on the whoa what on earth? Whoa! Craft countdown! The clock starts now! What on earth is this? This is the first one! I've never done one of these before! Now, why is there a clock on the screen, I hear you ask? Because we're going to do a craft countdown. I'm very excited. I've heard about these. I've not done one yet. You have literally got the time on the screen to take advantage of the deals that I'm about to show you. If you grab them during this time, amazing stuff. If you wait till after the clock has hit 0, you are going to miss out. And I've got a selection of goodies for you that you can grab at an amazing price. However, only for the next 19 minutes and 20 seconds. Now, I was only saying to Debbie before the show, I'm trying to build up a bit of crafty stash for myself because I want to get crafting with Daisy. A guillotine, surely something that I need to get my hands on. You can grab the small guillotine right now with a 30% discount for everybody, but only for the next 18 minutes, 58 seconds. Look at the platinum price on that, £13.99 or $19.57. This is a must-have, Debbie, isn't it? A core crafting tool?
I genuinely can't believe that price. It's such a good price. This guillotine is something that's going to be in your crafty stash time and time again. And just one quick tip before we go back to Ben. This is a sword blade.
Yes.
Which means it's going to stay sharp the whole time that you have it for. It's an amazing bit of kit.
30% off for the next 18 minutes. Grab it whilst you can. Someone get on the phone for me. £13.99, $19.57. But that's not the only deal that we've got as part of your craft countdown. We've also got, from the Caring Thoughts collection, this beautiful vellum pad. Wait till you see the deal on this. It is a half price deal for everybody, but for only the next 18 minutes when the price will go back up again. It's a gorgeous collection, is this. If you've already got this collection, stock up on the vellum pad now at this half price deal. If you haven't yet got it, grab it. What I love about this, not only do you get gorgeous florals and butterflies in here, but then you've got your core colours of vellum in there too. Great if you want to do your layering up projects as well. But oh my goodness, how beautiful is this collection and how amazing is that price, but only for the next 17 minutes. $9.99 or $11.98 for the vellum pad, 36 sheets. Grab it now whilst you can. What about more core craft room essential tools? Self-healing cutting mat. It's the 12 by 18 mat, £7.79. Unbelievable deal. You're saving a quarter on this. Another 20% comes off if you are a platinum member. £7.79, $13.77. Again, Debbie, give me a take on this, because if you're going to be doing work with things like your rotary cutters and your knives particularly, this is a must-have, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, your glass mat for anything splodgy and wet and your inks and paints, but this is amazing because it's actually for your cutting knives, your rotary knives, anything you do. It's a self-healing mat, so you'll never notice the cuts in it. The measurements on here are great. It's perfect if you're a sewist, it's perfect if you're a crafter. So actually anything that you want to use it for, it's just a real good all-round cutting mat. Yeah, it's your 12 by 18 inch size imperial and metric measuring guide on there for you as well. What a bargain this is for the next 16 minutes. £7.79 or $13.77 if you're platinum. If it's storage you're after, have a look at this. This is a back of the sofa price, right? If you even haven't got a budget right now, stick your hand down the back of the sofa, you'll find a couple of quid, you'll find $3. It's the ultimate pen storage tray, single clear tray. It is half price for you for the next 16 minutes, and then it will go back up to its normal price of £6 or $8.50. And last but by no means least on this craft countdown, maybe you're thinking to yourself, well actually the tray's quite a good idea, but I don't have any pens to put in it. Wrong, you do now, because we're bringing you the Essentials collection of your aqua pens for an unbelievable deal. $22.99 or $29.95. Look at the price today. It is a half price deal once again, better than half price if you're platinum. £9.19 or $11.98. I'll show you the different colours that you're going to get here, and whilst I give that a little wiggle for you, we'll get Debbie's take on these aqua pens. Debbie, I mean, why is this an absolute steal of a deal today? Oh, because I can't honestly. That's ridiculous price. If you've never tried our pens before, I mean, those colours are beautiful. They're what I would call undertones, shading tones, ones that you would mix with everything else. This one is great for your skin colours. If you want to do skins, they're amazing. If you've never tried our aqua pens before but want to dabble in, $11.49 honestly is an incredible price for these pens, and I absolutely love them. Also, we've got the penguin stamps that are coming up later on, so I quickly just stamped one out because we're just going to show you these because it's so good. Now, what the the first thing I want to show you about this is the nibs. You get double-sided, you get a bullet nib. It means I can do little sections. I can add more snow if I want to around there. I've got that small nib, great for writing as well. But I've also got that beautiful thick nib. If we use our mat to put them onto, we've got a lightest colour there. I can just take off a little bit of water, excess water. We can then do our shading for our snowman. It's not a snowman at all, it's our penguin. But we can literally go in with our colour and it just looks incredible. I want to darken that. I've got then the darker colour to do. We can then start adding our darker colour for our gorgeous snowman.
Penguin.
Do you know what it is? Not tomorrow, I can't remember what day it is. I've been working on some stamps and dyes.
Yeah.
For woodware.
Oh, okay.
And they have a robin stamp, but I keep calling it a penguin.
Right.
So I think I'm just getting confused all over with my penguins
So
and
your penguin's your snowman, your robin's your penguin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I just can't get anything right at the moment. But you can see, look how quick that was. And I've not done that really beautifully at all, but it's so quick to colour.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take long at all to be able to add that colour, add that shading. We can still sort of go in with that darker, we can still blend in. These are incredible. You can do background washes with these. You can actually go on with, we could take this directly to it. So let me take another colour. Let's go with that sort of brighter orange. I can sort of pull that colour out just using my pen and the actual water brush, and we can start to pull that out a little bit more into that hat. So you get that graduation of colour, which just works perfect on there. So these pens really are beautiful to work with, and actually at that price you can't go wrong. And just while we're at it, thinking of things like this when you're doing toppers, I'm just going to bring our guillotine in because, and you know from our craft along what we've just been doing, we can make the perfect mat and layers on here. So getting that precision, bringing that in, actually cutting it. What I love about, you can hear the noise of our guillotine, being able to do those mats and layers perfectly. I'm just seeing what size I've done my cardstock, so I'm going to do that 5-1. And we can get an absolutely perfect mat and layer for that beautiful penguin. And you can see all the way round is absolutely perfect, and you're going to get that every time because you've got a precision sharp blade knife on there, which is incredible. What I like about it is the safety. You hold your cardstock in, so as long as your fingers are on there, they're not going to get in the way of that blade. So it really is. Oh, and we haven't mentioned it's only got a scoreboard in it
exactly
as
right.
well, Ben. Perfect for everybody's crafting.
Your super sharp blade, of course, your hardest stainless steel blade. You've got your integrated scoreboard in there, your finger guard as well. It is just brilliant. You've got your metric and imperial measuring guide on there as well. I mean, what more would you want, really, apart from an amazing price? Oh, you've got that too. Saving 30%, and look at the price today, £13.99 or $19.57, only for the next 11 minutes. That's the first of our craft countdown goodies. Grab it whilst it's here. Also, don't forget, you can get a half price deal on the vellum pad from the Caring Thoughts collection. Such a super pad is this. Details will come up on your screen in just a second for this one. But again, 36 beautiful sheets of vellum. Love the fact that you've got like the plain colours in there as well to match up with all of those beautiful designs that you've got in that pad for a half price right now. But only for the next 10 minutes. That is £9.99 or $11.98. Also on top of that, your self-healing cutting mat. This is, again, a fabulous deal, saving a quarter for the next 10 minutes. It's your 12 by 18 mat. Again, if you're going to be doing any sort of cutting, particularly brilliant if you are using your rotary cutter for all of your soft crafts. If you're going to be using any of your craft knives as well, it's got that self-healing capability, and of course your metric and imperial measuring guide on there too. A craft room must have for just over £7 today, over $13 if you're a platinum member, but only for the next 9 and a bit minutes. Also, Your pen tray, again, £2.39. If you need to get your pens in order, get them all sorted, you can grab this today. Well, I say today, for the next 9 minutes for that price. It's half price plus another 20% off if you're platinum. And if you need to get some pens to go with it, I mean, honestly, some of the prices that you've got here, these are stocking filler prices for, like, you know, main craft room items. If you're looking to shop for someone in your life who loves their craft, grab all of these deals, because honestly, they are amazing. And particularly if you are someone who's wanting to get into colouring, you've heard about the aqua pens before, you didn't want to spend £23 or $30. Today, you spend £9 or $11 to grab the Essentials set, those 12 colours. Double-ended pens, of course, water-based, so you can do all of your different techniques with them. If you want a few ideas of what you can do with these, by the way, spin back to Sunday's Craft Vault with Jan when she took you through a whole host of different ideas as to what you can do with your water-based pens. That's a heck of a deal. You've got 8 minutes to decide whether or not you want to take up this deal or those deals. They will fly out of the door, no doubt, but make sure you do it in that time, because once that time's up, so is yours. That's a bit dramatic, wasn't it?
That sounded a bit threatening.
No, it didn't mean to sound. It was supposed to be a bit more like, you know, sort of James Bond, Mission Impossible. You know, you have 8 minutes, Mr. Bond. Right, let's move on. Christine Mahoney is saying, I have 2 of those cutting mats on my desk. Shaddai is saying, I have all the aqua markers. They are my go-to for watercolouring. I love it. Jay says, I love watching Debbie and all the CC presenters colour. It encourages me to get out of my Spectrum Noir pens. That's from Jean. And Rebecca is saying, I love both my small and large Guillotine. Grab the deals whilst they're here. Let us go back. Sorry, that's totally caught me off guard. It's caught Debbie off guard as well. These craft countdowns just drop in when we're least expecting them. That's my first one as well, so that's very exciting. Right, craft along. We are going back to the Pinwheel Tower card. Where did we get up to?
Right, so we've done our mats and layers for all of our mirror cards, so we're now going to do our mats and layers. Now, this one was a little bit different because when you take a paper pad, you tend to just think, right, let's just take the sizes for it and we cut it all up. But there's specific things in the pad that I wanted to show into this card, and they don't always come into line with the measurements that we're going to do. So the first thing I wanted to use when I looked around this pad was this big tag, because I thought this tag would really lend itself to using and putting one of the sentiments on the inside. So I want this tag to be able to mat and layer into here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this base here and I'm going to take myself a pen and we're going to just draw around it. So think about where you actually want that to be. So I actually know I want this whole thing to be in there. I don't mind about losing a piece of there. You can sort of look under it, see that tag I've got there. I just want to bring that over because I'd like that in a bit more. So once you've got it where you want it, all I'm going to do is bring myself in a line all the way around that. So I'm using my base mirror card as a guide, okay? So there I know that is going to fit inside my mirror card piece. Now the next thing I want to do, I want to also use the stags on a part as well. So again, I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to put this on a smaller piece. So I'm going to bring this in and I'm going to think, well actually I want these 2 stags here. So I'm going to bring this in, place that over the top. I just want to make sure, I'm not worried if I lose his feet, but actually I think we can have his feet in there, and I'm just going to make sure that we've got all the deer's antlers in. I can move that over a little bit. So once I've got that piece as well, I'm going to bring that in as well. Now what I loved about this one, do you know how we sort of say being wasteful with our paper pads because they are double-sided?
Yeah.
What I love about this is you can use these and not really worry about the rest, because I'm going to actually use this side to do some. So these blank pieces are going to come into play by using them on another piece. So we can take that piece out of our book and we're going to cut these up. So let's just place those back in there. These I'm going to use on my green pieces. Now what I want is to make sure, first of all, I'm going to cut these pieces out. So let's start off with that one that we had there, and I'm just going to trim that all the way round. Now each of your matten layers are going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller. So what we want to do these by, remember we had this at 5 3/4 of an inch. I need to make this then 5 1/2 inches. So I'm just going to take that in and take that down to 5 1/2 inches. So that bit off the top, that still keeps my whole tag in. And then I want to be able to come in with this one. Now I don't want to lose the tag, so what I am going to do, we need to make this one 3 inches. So I'm going to come in just a little bit, and then on the other side bring that into 3 inches. So each one of these would be 5 1/2 inches by 3. That gives me the perfect matten layer for our mirror card, just like that.
Yes.
And that way we've got that whole section of that tab in there, and it's just a nice way of being able to do that. And I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. So we're going to just trim this one into, just check I've got that, yep, on the line, and then we're going to trim those sides off.
As a few of you telling me you're taking advantage of the craft countdown deals, Kim just said, oops, the guillotine just fell into my basket, and I didn't even notice until the page said, thank you for your order.
I love that. That's just brilliant.
You got 3 minutes left to grab those deals before they disappear, by the way. And yeah, just be careful, because those deals, they're crafty, aren't they, Debbie? They just fall into your basket.
I know, they're amazing, aren't they? So this section we need now is 2 inches. So 2 inches, and then we want to do this one by 5 1/2. So I'm just going to take a little bit off each side to make that 5 1/2. So bring that up, and that will go perfectly then onto our smaller piece. So we've got our 2 pieces, and that's what we're going to do to matten layer. So you can see straight away that's incredible. But I then have my other 2 pieces the same, but we want to do those with the plaid on the back. So this one we're going to trim, so just popping that there. We need this one to be 5 1/2. Wow, that rained today.
That's thunder. You hear the thunder?
Yeah. I hear thunder.
Thunder and lightning, very, very frightening.
So we want to do this one by 3 inches. So we've got a 3-inch one, and then we've got this one which we want 2 inches. So just trimming a slight bit off of there for our 2 inches, and that is then going to fill the gaps of our smaller pieces. So we've done all our greens, so nice and easy. So we've done our 2 there, then our pattern 1 and our pattern 1 onto there. So nice and easy, and actually we've got minimal waste, but we're using both sides of our paper pad. So
Brilliant.
It's quite a nice way of just being able to do that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to adhere them together. So I'm going to use my tape pen for this, and then we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to switch on to our blues or our reds.
Just to say, Elizabeth saying, what are the dimensions on the small guillotine? So 6 1/4 by 8 3/4 is the platform size. And of course, don't forget you've got your score lines on there as well, scoring tool, and your amazing blade on this as well. If you're looking for like a precision cutting implement, then the blades on our guillotines really are top notch. You've got 1.5 minutes to decide whether or not you want to go for that guillotine and the other craft countdown goodies, because they will disappear in just a moment.
Yeah, they are. I love offers like that, and actually I felt a bit sorry for you, Ben, because that was genuine. You asked about the guilotine for Daisy earlier.
I know. No word of a lie, I've been trying to log on my tablet while we were talking, but typically it's like incorrect password. I'm like, oh no! Incorrect password. So I'll have to. Well, I don't know. I'll wait for the next one.
You never know. They might let you, if you have a word, let you have it for that offer.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think they might do that
Speak to the powers that be.
You never know. Because you're on air, so it's a bit unfair to give you that.
It is unfair. Putting one of the things that I wanted in the craft countdown when I'm hosting the craft countdown. I mean, come on. Seriously, you've got 30 seconds to go on that craft countdown. We've got that guillotine on there. Don't forget your self-healing craft mat. We've got the aqua pens on there too, the pen tray also, and your vellum pad from Caring Thoughts. You have literally got 20 seconds remaining. The final 15 seconds. If you want to grab these deals, you've got to go now, because you're down to the final 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Everything's sort of not quite there today, is it? Just everything not quite, you know, the professional level that you would expect. I'm blaming the thunder and lightning, very, very frightening, and the rain, you know, and all the gremlins we've had recently with technology. That was the craft countdown. Well done if you got those deals. Let's go back to Debbie. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's quite all right. I hope you got them because they're amazing deals. So, right, we're going to start again and we're going to do our blues this time and we're going to be using this page. So now you can craft along with me doing these, or you can just pick whichever elements that you want out of those pages as well. So what I do want to do is I want this one. So I'm going to bring it round this way because I actually want this. I'm going to bring this on my blues. I want this flower onto here. So I'm just going to pop this right over my flower here and we're just going to draw again round that section. It's a nice way of sectioning them out and just getting what you want from your paper pad. And then our other one I know that I want to do this one. Have I used that one? Actually, I don't think I have used that one. Let me just double check on what one I have. No, I haven't. I've just used the florals. So what I'm going to do is come up here and we're going to use, what I do want is I want this, because can you see it says 'twas the night before Christmas. So I actually want this into my page as well. So I'm going to just take that up, make sure that we've got that in there, and I'm going to draw around that as well. So that piece onto here. You could use the cabin if you wanted to, but I just want to have that verse. I think that will make a nice one with one of the reindeers as well, because we haven't actually done any die cutting yet, have we?
Oh no, we haven't, have we?
No, which is quite nice. Sometimes it's just really nice to use things that are straight out of the pad.
I'm finding it really interesting as well, because I know we often chat about it, but I'm finding it really interesting seeing you just choosing segments from the 12 by 12 papers and using the individual elements, because we chat about it a lot, but I feel like we don't see that quite a lot, because like you say, normally we're using dies to cut things out, aren't we?
Yeah,
so.
we just die cut them or cut them out, but it's quite nice to use them in different ways. So again, what I want from this one is we need to make our mats and layers to 5.5. So bringing that down to 5.5. And then also I need to take this one to 3 inches. So we're just going to chop that bit there. So we've got our 3 inches. So if I bring in my blue one, that will fit again perfectly into that section. I mean, does it make a difference when you actually frame it with that mirror card?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely stunning. And then we're going to take those winter roses and we're going to trim those as well. And then again, we're going to cut these down. So I want this cut to 5.5. And then we're going to trim in our sides because we want this to 3 inches. So just pop in our 3 inches down and that will fit into our other bigger section. And there we go. So this time I've done a sort of patterned ones on 2 of the larger, and then we've got the small ones, so we're just going to use the played piece on the other side, trim this down to 5.5. So I hope you're following all okay with the sections. I can definitely recap at the end any measurements so you can write them down.
Yeah.
But remember, you can go and watch. Oh, we need that to 2 inches, don't we? Because we're doing the small.
We'll have a recap later if we can on the, Lorraine was just saying, I followed the instructions for the first cut for the mirror card. Debbie was saying under the silver metal thingy on the guillotine, but mine were too narrow.
Too narrow.
But
so the best thing what I would suggest to do is to get your scoreboard. In fact, why am I getting a scoreboard? We can get our guillotine. What I would do is on your guillotine, take your little mark here. I'm just going to open this up, put it at 1 of the inches, so it doesn't matter where it is, whether it's 4, 5, 6, and then go in at 3/4 of an inch all the way down, and then 3/4 of an inch. So that's 3 section, isn't it? So you get 2, can you see? And then all you have to do is trim those lines.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yep, so that actually would have been so much easier than what I did. And there you go. It's always afterwards, isn't it? Because I always try and think of an alternative, and that would have been much quicker to just cut your 3/4 of an inches, and they will fit perfectly, exactly the same as what I did inside that section.
Hopefully that's helpful, Lorraine, but like Debbie says, you can always go back and re-watch the show as well at various points.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got our 2 there, so let's mat and layer those up. So all nice that we can pop all these together. The great thing is you can then have a play, you can add extras to it as you go on. You can do, you know, I'm just working with one collection. If you did then want to add any extras from other collections in, you can do that. I love the fact with this that you can use, again, whatever paper pad you want. But if you want a Christmas one and ones that have really complementing backs to the actual main paper pad, you can do that as well, because I really love these sections here that blend in.
Yeah, it's sort of twigged in my mind now as well, and as much as I love what you're doing, adding the different papers on this, but I think you mentioned earlier on, or someone mentioned about having this on, you know, a table for, I don't know, whether it be a wedding or a party or whatever, with the different menu choices on there. That's such a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really lovely card design and really simple, you know, because the thing is, we don't want to make crafting complicated. No. And I know with some of the mats and layers, it can seem complicated, but once you've worked out those increment sizes and what you come down into for your mats and layers, the rest is really simple. So mat and layering that. So that's those pieces. So we've now got our blues and our greens. So you should have like 4 of each, 2 small ones and then 2 big ones. So we'll pop those to the side, and then we've got our reds to do. So let's bring in our paper pad again. Or do we need a break? Are we okay? Or do we need, yeah, we're all good. So so we carry on with our red one. This, look at him. I mean, he's just gorgeous. This is the only downfall with this, is the fact that we have to lose some of these elements. Because, yeah, but we still gain him because he's still beautiful and you're still going to get him in there. So what I'm going to do, again, doing exactly the same thing, I'm going to make sure that we've got him in there, making sure we've got that flower. So we're going to pop that right into the center, and again, just, is that on? Yep. Just draw around there. And that gives us, then we know that we're getting that deer, that beautiful stag. So we might be losing some of his elements, but we're going to get that beautiful picture still of him. And then the next ones we're going to do is our, we could just use any one of these. Just bring in the other, got that there. Let's bring in this side piece that we're going to cut round.
Yeah, that works.
There we go.
Oh, George, please don't. So for those of you who were watching yesterday with the Bell Countryside collection, there's a horse which features very prominently. It's a horse who is worthy of a name like Shadow or I don't know, something majestic. Because Debbie saw the word Paul on the paper pad, which I think was it part of St. Paul's Cathedral, we ended up calling the horse in that collection Paul, for those of you that watched the show yesterday. And George of the joystick has just said, I think we need to come up with a name for the reindeer. If you would like to...
all I keep seeing is Stan.
No!
Stan the stag.
Stan the stag! If you would like to suggest a name for this beautiful creature, who's probably not a Stan, please feel free. I think he'd be called something like... He wouldn't be called Steve, George. He'd be called something like... I can't think of a name now. Let's go like maybe... Yvonne? I don't look at that stag and go... I mean, Yvonne is a lovely name, but I don't think that stag would be called Yvonne. It would be something like... Why have I got Archibald coming into my head?
Archibald.
Is he called Peter? Says Leda on Facebook. What, Peter and Paul? Then we just need a Mary, then, wouldn't we? Peter, Paul, and Mary. Leaving on a jet plane. Why is that so funny?
Flying away, Peter.
Fly away, Paul.
Come back, Peter.
Come back, Paul.
I love that. Peter,
Yeah.
Peter the reindeer. No, I do get things that tickle me. That's really funny. Peter and Paul, I love that.
Oh dear. Rachel says Stuart. Oh, Rachel. I mean, that's a good.
Yeah,
Stuart the stag. And Brenda. Now, this is the kind of name Brenda's hit it here. Brenda says, because he's regal, Regis.
Oh, Regis.
I like that.
Yes, that's good.
Yes, he looks like a Regis, doesn't he?
Regis.
Regis. It is powerful. It is a powerful name. Rebecca says Ronnie. Right. Ronnie's all right.
Yeah.
I like it better than
Stan
or Steve or Yvonne. But Regis.
If I was going to have another boy when I was pregnant with my last daughter, she was going to be called Stanley.
Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley. Yeah.
Winston.
Oh, I like Winston.
Good. Winnie's quite Winnie's quite strong. Winston. Winnie Winston. Something like that. Winnie Winston.
Wee Willie Winston.
No, I said Winnie Winston, not Wee Willie Winston. Oh no, this is descending into chaos now. This is all your fault, George. Wee Willie Winston.
No, I'm not even concentrating on what I'm doing. I'm not even trimming my
No,
piece of
sorry,
paper.
and I'm putting you off. We're trying to craft along. I think Regis is nice so far. I don't know why I feel I have to say that with a Welsh accent either. Regis. But keep the suggestions coming through.
5.5 by
dear.
3. There we go. Got there eventually. So my last piece here, which is our red. Brave.
William Wallace, you're thinking about there,
William.
Georgina.
You can't
William's
take
good.
our freedom.
You can take a land, but you'll never take a freedom. Oh, here we go. Steve the Stag says Panda Crafts. So, there's Gail, another great one. Sterling. Sterling the Stag. Severs the Stag. Severus. Oh, Severus says Sandra. Stavros says Panda. Stavros. And Betty also says Stanley.
Stanley. See, I like Stan.
Stanley. I like Sterling or Regis. But anyway.
Right, let's get sticking all these parts together. So hopefully you're all caught up with them. I'm going to just give a quick reminder just on the sizes of each mat and layer. So the mirror card, you want 5 3/4 by 3 1/4, and the inside piece you need 3 inches by 5 1/2. This one is 5 3/4 in the mirror card by 2 1/4 inches, and the pattern card you want 2 inches by 5 1/2. And you can choose whatever papers you were, but that's your mats and layers that are going to fit perfectly on the inside. Now, where we're going to start is, and we're not going to pop it together yet because it's much easier to stick together beforehand, where you've got all these sections, do that where the relevant section is. So if we put it together, my 2 red sections there, I want to make sure are facing the ones that I'm doing. So I would say my 2 sections are these sections here. So I'm going to come in and we're going to first of all put our deer and our plaid into there. So these are our first 2 sections, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if they don't match up because it is just a question of putting them side by side. You might find you might want to do a red, a blue, a green, a red, blue, green, so it goes into different colours. I'm just putting mine into their sections of red, green and blues. So making sure we pop that there. They will all fit perfectly. Ben's having a giggle, so I think he's giggling at more of the names.
Yeah, Bobby the Buck,
Bobby.
says Lily. What, Bobby? And the Stag, says Pammy on YouTube, looks like Sheldon.
Sheldon. Yes. I love that too.
And what does Kim mean? So I know that Peter and Paul, Fly Away Peter, Fly Away Paul, but Kim says it took me 20 years to work out how to do the Peter and Paul rhyme with paper on your fingers.
Paper? Oh, I've never heard of that. Paper on your fingers.
Oh, is that because
We just used to hold them up.
What do you mean?
Little
puppets?
2 little dicky birds sitting on the wall. One named Peter, one named Paul. Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul. Can't remember how you do your fingers now. Come back, Peter. Come back, Paul.
Oh, is that what it was? Like with this, I didn't even know that. I just thought it was a little rhyme. Like I didn't realise.
Oh no, there was an action that goes with it, but I don't know what the paper action is. It's many years since I've done that, so I've probably done that totally wrong. So I apologise to any nursery teachers out there.
I've learned something. I knew the rhyme, but I didn't know the actions. Well, we haven't actually done.
We haven't really done the actions. We need to learn it, and perhaps we'll do a video of it later.
Maybe we shall. That would be great social content, wouldn't it? Yes.
Absolutely. Right, so we've done our red there, so they're all in our red. Then we're going to go, so my next sections here are my green. So I'm going to do green next to that. So pulling that together. And again, you just decide which ones you want where. Oh, before we stick this one in, I want to do some stamping. So let's bring this in and do some stamping. I'm going to bring my stamping mat in and pop that onto there and just hold that down. Because it's got a tag on there, it's great for actually adding your stamps. So let's bring in one of our stamps. It doesn't now, I've got 2 different lots here. These ones are lovely, especially to heat emboss, but we've got some really beautiful verses on here. So you can choose whichever one that you want, and all you need to do is see which one will fit into that gap. So we can put, let's just do, it's the most wonderful time of the year. So we pop that straight onto our tag there, and then we will just straighten it and pick that up. Now you could heat emboss it, but we're just going to regularly stamp because I think we're running out of time.
20 minutes to go.
I know, where's that time go? Mind you, we did start late.
We did start a little bit late. Just to say as well, Caroline's asked, where do we send the pictures of our makes? We'll get the details up on the screen for you. Bottom of the screen, here we go. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. So send us in your pics there. If we don't get time to show them at the end of the show, we will show them at the start of the next show, which is your launch party at 2 p.m. Eastern.
And there we go. So that now looks like it had that image already on there, doesn't it? It doesn't look like we've stamped that at all. So use your stamps on there and use that tag, because it's a beautiful one to stamp onto and have that in your backgrounds. So that's our stamping piece done on there. And then we will affix that onto the inside. Oh, and I've done this one slightly different. So we've got a smaller one of our picture for the next one, and then a larger one. So let's pop that inside.
So at least, I mean, hopefully we will get this finished, but at least if we don't, you've kind of got all the bits and pieces in place now, haven't you, to affix them?
Yeah, and that's sometimes what's good about a craft along. As long as you get the mechanics right and know what you're doing, which you have done, the decoration part is great to have done. We will get it finished to the point all the papers will be in, and we'll do a bit, I think we've got time to do a little bit of die cutting, and it'll just be a case of maybe you adding in your own little sentiments and things, but you will have your book finished, and just any additional touches you want to do.
Karen just saying, what a beautiful, beautiful card. Not even finished it yet, but yes, it will be. And just love the paper, says Karen. Perfect time of the year. You can get the paper collection, as you can see there, individually, £11.99 or $15.96. I think most people who bought this originally and who are buying it today again are going for the full collection, and as always adding in more of those papers as well. The mirror card is absolutely stunning also, if you can stretch to adding more of that in. I will run down everything for you before we finish the end of the show, so you know exactly what you can get your hands on, because you can continue to shop after the show. And we want to see your makes as well. Yes, so if you have been crafting along with us, even if you've used a different kit, if you've just made the actual concept of the pinwheel tower card with different papers, we'd still love to see that. It doesn't necessarily have to have been with the Reindeer Collection. So send in your pictures and we will do a little gallery during launch party.
Yeah, absolutely. And then our last one, we've got to go in. Let's stick the blue ones in. I do love this project. I think this is, I mean, it can be a bit of a labour of love, so you have to make sure you're sending it to someone really special, but it's such a beautiful make to do.
Kim says, for the Peter and Paul song, you use 2 hands, a bit of paper on your middle fingers. As each bird flies away over your shoulder, you swap fingers, so you then hold up your pointy finger, which doesn't have the paper on, then reverse it. Oh, I see. So you... Oh, I don't want to hold my middle finger up, do I?
I vaguely remember doing it.
So they fly away over your shoulder like that, and then you come back like that, do you? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I think so. I need to learn it because I used to do it when I was younger, but I can't really remember it.
I think that's what Kim means. We'll research it.
They represent the birds.
Yes. Can I just say as well, B.A. Neil on Facebook, who messaged earlier on saying this was their first craft along, just messaged to say, I've just ordered the collection. I'm just so in love with it. Well, congratulations.
Oh, yeah,
you're going to love it. Yeah. And you've got this craft along to come back to as well.
Yeah, you will absolutely love it. So there we go. We're going to put our craft book together, or our pinwheel tower together. And there you go. So that is your finished book, but we're going to do a little bit of die cutting when we come back and put some of those gorgeous deers on there, reindeers on there. But it's fun, isn't it?
Fab! I absolutely love this so much, and if you, like BA, want to order this collection, let me show you everything that you're going to get. A quick whiz through. This show has gone so super quickly. The papers are the things that you're going to want to add more of if you're buying the full collection. You will get 36 sheets of your pattern paper, double-sided of course. I mean, such stunning imagery once again on the kind of front side, and then on the reverse you've got these beautiful sort of check patterns and these really warm, rich sort of winter Christmassy colours, which I absolutely love. But then again, as I say, on the front side you've got beautiful scenes which you can use as a whole, particularly nice if you're into your scrapbooking. But then as we've seen during this last demo, of course, then you can cut into these. You can use various elements of these, particularly if you are going to be using these for your pinwheel tower cards. Just snip into these, cut into these with your knives, and use the various elements that you want. It's such a beautiful pattern paper pad. That's why you will definitely want to add more into your collection, and why you will also want to add more of your mirror card. 20 sheets you're going to get here. I mean, how stunning is that? 5 different colours, 4 sheets of each. You've got kind of your traditional sort of Christmassy colours in there, I suppose. Really, I tell you what that colour reminds me of. The purple is it's the purple one from Roses. Yeah, the box of roses.
It's called the purple one.
That's what it's called. Yeah, the purple one.
Is it Roses? Yes, it is.
It's Roses or Quality Street? It's one of the two.
I think it might be Quality.
Is it Quality Street? It's Quality Street. Yes, I'm getting a nod. Sorry, that's what it reminds me of. I'm hungry now, I said that. But anyway, beautiful. I mean, you can see the colours that you're going to get there are absolutely phenomenal. So you absolutely need to add this again into your cart. You can see details at the bottom of your screen right there. But what else am I getting in this collection, Ben? I hear you cry. Well, you're getting possibly the most fun die set with the Joyful Deer, quite apart really from everything else that comes within this collection. This is almost like a little standalone die set. I love it. Great, all the different components, so you can build your own little reindeers. The kids are going to absolutely love that. You're also going to get your foil stamp die there, which is your season's greeting, so you can create your own beautiful foiled messages. You're going to get 2 deer dies. So that one is your dashing deer. Stunning. On top of that, you've got your winter stag, again, so beautiful, so majestic, and used in combination with the mirror card that you're going to get in this kit. I just think you're going to get some gorgeous creations. Embossing folders, you've got your beautiful winter Wonderland there with that sort of forest woodland scene, or winter woodland, I should say that one's called. You've got your beautiful, majestic, opulent deer also included, and then a whole selection of stamps to go with this collection too. So that is your magical Christmas. Beautiful sentiments in there. I really love that mistletoe kisses one. You've also got have a magical Christmas, peace on earth and joy. On top of all of that, we're giving you a selection of embossing powders as well. So 4 beautiful colours, 4 pots. No, I'm going to knock it all over. You're going to get 4 pots of embossing powder in these 4 beautiful colours. Again, all matching up beautifully with the cardstock and the pattern paper. And you'll get your embellishment set. This one I will chance for you. You're going to get 100 assorted embellishments in there. So there's beautiful gems. And then you're also going to get the beautiful velvet ribbon included in there too. Normally £88, $115, $56.24 today if you're platinum, or $73.86. Huge value for money. We will check in with Jenny before we disappear, but I believe we're going to quickly fly over to Debbie and just quickly finish off seeing the little bit of die cutting you're going to do.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to use these dies to decorate. I'm not sure we're going to get a chance to do the stamping, but you know where we're going from here, and you've got your book that's already done. I keep calling it a book, it's a tower card. What I've done here is, because this is paper, I'm going to cut two out at the same time. So I'm using the blue one because I want that to tone with the blue, and then I'm putting it on some blue mirror card, and then I'm using one of the other ones to cut out in gold. So I've done quite a lot of these in gold because they just really lent themselves to adding that gold element on top of all those beautiful colours. So we're going to run that through, and obviously you can use them to decorate however you want to, which is a really nice thing. The reason I'm cutting out two of the, oh, it slips, can you believe that? We've got like half a deer there, look.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's it. And actually, I'm still going to use it because I think we can just have it looking like it's just walked in on the page. So I'm not going to worry about that at all. But because we've got the Geminites, cut both pieces out, just making sure all our pieces are there. And then we've got the gorgeous flying one. Well, it looks like it's flying. It looks like it's about to sort of, it's either flying through there or it's lifting off.
Looks like it's put in Santa's sleigh to me.
Just going to drop these on the side just to get all the little pieces out, and then we're just going to re-cut them out again. Yeah, it does look like the one from Santa's sleigh. And then let me just see which other ones we needed. Oh, a green one. So let's have a green one. But what I would suggest is just cutting out different ones and seeing how you're going to use them on your designs. So let's pop that one on.
Just a quick one as well before I forget, and you don't have to do this now, but Beverly's wondering what size envelope you would need to send this.
So I think we worked out it would be an 8.5 by 6.5.
Okay.
Yes.
Love the pinwheel card, says Brenda. Stephanie says, my collection arrived at the new house yesterday. I can't wait to have a play. Maybe you can recreate the craft along. And Laurie says, I love the mirrored cards. I ordered 2 pads as they are beautiful. I haven't found the purple anywhere locally, so it worked out great. Yeah, we've not seen a colour like that in the mirror card before. So yeah, it's great to get it in this pad. If that's the only thing that you get today, that mirror card pad is absolutely stunabulous.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? And it's nice sometimes just to come out with different colours of card, which is nice, and that purple one definitely has that wow factor. Right, so let's bring our card back in. We're going to start with the blue. So with the blue one, because we've got that gorgeous roses here, I thought it'd be really nice to then have something complementary on the side. So what I am going to do with this one, we're going to use this as a shadow. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring in, just get out the little pieces here. I'm going to bring in our, this is where the dotty tape pen comes in handy. So just grab yourself a scrap of card, and then we're going to use the dotty tape pen just to go over his antlers and his feet, and the glue will only go then where you need him. And we're going to have him, because I've cut that into, in fact I'm going to just cut that piece off at the back and pop him on, so he looks like he's just coming in from that side. Pop him so his feet are there. That looks quite good actually, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, yeah.
See, sometimes you're not making a mistake, it's a happy accident.
That does look really cool actually.
Yeah, it looks
and you
really
probably
nice.
never have thought of doing that if the
not
die
at
hadn't
all.
slipped.
So I'm just going to go in. Now we've got his foot there, so I'm just going to cut that off. I didn't realise that was his foot I cut off, but there you go. And then we're going to use our dotty tape pen to do exactly the same.
Caroline's just said, I've had such a good time making my card after a very stressy day at work.
Oh, that's so nice. Sometimes it is just the perfect thing to relax with, isn't it? And then we're just going to shadow that. So I'm slightly going forward on the actual die so we can get that shadow behind. And it just gives a really nice effect. And I've used that card, which is this colour, so it tones in with that, which is really pretty. Now inside your ribbons, so you've got your ribbons, you've also got your pack of gems as well, which I just love. Now the silver ones in here I think are fabulous because they just act as great little dewdrops just for decorating. So we can just pop them all around to make it look really pretty. And it's just, you can use as many or as little as you want. And then we can do the same on our rose. It will just give it that effect of little dewdrops onto here. And a nice little finishing touches.
Yeah, Sandra just messaged to say that she sent a picture of her craft along. Yes, do send in those pictures. I doubt we're going to get a chance to show them at the end of this show because we've got to wrap this up and say a final thank you to Jenny. Georgina has confirmed, Sandra, that she's got your pick though, so that's good. So we will show that later. Any more pictures, get those in between shows and we will show them during launch party. And Pammy just saying, can't wait to recreate this. That's the great thing about our little craft along, isn't it? That you can come back to it at any time you want. Recreate it with... with different papers that you've got. I really love this style of card deck, and I've not seen this before, and I think it's super handy for the idea of putting little photos on it, making a little menu out of it perhaps as well. Lots of ideas I'm sure you'll take away from this craft along today.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just so nice, aren't they? And in fact, I think I'm going to cut a green one in the other stag so we can pop two together as well. Yeah, it is a case. This is pretty much your really lovely bit, which is the decorating. Once you've got all your mats and layers on, once you've then decided where everything's going to go, you just then cut all your bits that you need. If you do happen to have, I know we haven't got them in stock anymore, but the foiled ones, you could actually foil onto this cardstock as well, which would be incredible. But yeah, unfortunately, that side of the collection has already sold out. And then it's right in front of me, so pop in this one. Wow, where did that time go?
It's absolutely flown by.
Two together there, so we'll have our green one. Again, all the time I'm just using the dots. And then what I'll do just before we do it, well, we won't have time to do any more, but what I will do is bring in up my finish one, just so you can see how to embellish the rest. And what I will do is I will, on my page, Debbie Fisher Crafter's Companion, or Debbie Fisher CC on Instagram, so that's Facebook and Instagram, I will post an individual picture of each section, just so you can see how I finished off my embellishments.
Cool.
So we'll just pop that one there. So we're putting two there in the field. So it's things like this. So if I bring this in, you'll be able to see, I've just put some tape. Can you see I put that ribbon along the top and just use some gems to decorate it, so very similar way, and then we've got those gems and our reindeers that are on there, and I've just used those gems, stamped Happy Holidays on this one, which is really pretty. And then going into this one, we've done our Peace on Earth and used our what they called embossing powders.
Oh, the embossing powders, yes.
So we've popped that on there, and then we've just used our reindeer. Again, I've done the embossing powders on here, and I've just fussy cut that out myself, and it looks quite nice under that stag. Old Regis. And this one is the red embossing powder that we've just put over the top, and I've just matte and layered that up, but left that quite plain. And then this one where we've done, so I did that a different design, which is quite nice. It just shows you can put different stamp sets into that tag, and they look amazing. And just that deer on the side, and then we're back to our reindeer stags again with our ribbon. So a really nice design. I hope you really enjoyed making it as much as I did, but it's a great craft along. Watch back, get the card sizes, and you can make that in anything, any design you want to.
Well, let's find out and see how much Jenny in Ohio has enjoyed it, and we'll see Jenny's take on hers. Have you enjoyed, Jenny, crafting along with us over the course of the last hour and 40 minutes or so? Please say yes.
Of course I have.
Can we have a look? Can you show us your pinwheel book, and we can have a little flick through, see what Debbie thinks?
So I did an extra layer. I put craft cardstock, and then the mirror cardstock, and then the printed.
Very nice. I love that idea. Yeah, you know how much I love my mats and layers, Jenny, so that's a brilliant idea. It looks stunning. I love how you've used different pages. That one there with that blue one, that's one of your favourite pages. It looks amazing. So beautiful. Oh, I'm so glad you've loved it, Jenny, and your tower card is beautiful.
Thank you. I had a great time.
We've loved having you again. And is that a card that you'll come back to, that design and make again, Jenny, do you think?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I can see doing this with some friends even, like getting all the mats and layers ready and then just putting it together.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea. That is a great project for a craft group, isn't it? Because you can just have so much fun and actually you don't have to think about it too much. So everyone can do the same thing. Love that idea.
Yeah.
Jenny, thank you so much again. It's been lovely to have you with us, and no doubt we'll see you again on another craft along very soon. Send our love to Ohio, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant to see Jenny's make. Debbie, again, knocking it out of the park as far as the craft along is concerned. If you've crafted along with us over the course of the show, or maybe you're still crafting and you think, oh, I'm going to finish in the next half hour, send in the pictures to us, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and we'll show those pictures during launch party, where during launch party we have got an unbelievable deal coming your way as far as our Out of This World deal is concerned. We've got Explorer kits on there as well, and we're also going to be delving back and having a look at some of the goodies which we had with you yesterday. Lots to look forward to on launch party. Don't forget you can continue to shop on our craft along after the show, so if you have got a thought of, oh, maybe I'll grab the collection, maybe I'll grab some of the papers, whatever it might be, get them in your basket, get them checked out, and you can continue to shop after the show. We will reconvene back here in a couple of hours time, so whatever you're up to, have a good one. We'll see you back here on Crafters TV 7 o'clock for launch party. Bye for now.